Welcome to the Doggie Dojo. My name is Trevor Smith, and today we're going to show you 3 foundational behaviors your dog should know. How to get your dog to come when called, walk on and off leash, and how to stay. And at the end of the video, we're going to show you some bonus games to have those behaviors not only be rock solid, but also have a little fun with your family and friends. Today, I have Ozzy. Ozzy is going to be with me for a few weeks and do some training. And I want to bring you guys along for that journey. So I thought this would be a great opportunity here on the Doggie Dojo to show you how to get started with your dog from day 1. Without further ado, let's jump into our first behavior, and that is how to get your dog to come when called. The first game I play with my dog with this is the collar grab game. So let me show you what that looks like. So the first step of this game is I'm going to take my empty hand and I'm going to reach down and I'm going to grab the dog's collar. So I'm going to reach down like this and grab the dog's collar. As you can see, Ozzy's like, whoa, 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 why are you grabbing for my collar? Not saying that Ozzy's parents have done anything bad with their dog, but one of the things that happens a lot is dogs avoid you reaching for them because maybe they're just nervous about it. Some dogs are, but also dogs see that this means you're about to collect me, and I don't want to be collected right now. I want to be free. I want to run around. I want to have some fun. There's a lot of fun stuff to do inside of this room, and Ozzy's thinking, I don't know about that. So we're going to make sure to have that game first. Why? Because if our dog come when called from like 50 feet away at lightning speed and we can't grab that collar, then the come when called is useless to us. We have to be able to collect our dog and be able to put them on leash whenever we want them to. Now, some tips to make this even more successful for you is to play this game frequently. One of those things is that if we only grab our dog's collar, or if we only call them, only do come when called, when they have to stop playing outside and come inside, when they have to stop playing with their friends and go home, when they have to be collected and then put into their crate, which that is a whole nother video in the future that we will talk about. But make sure that you always just play this game frequently so your dog never gets suspicious about playing this game. Once you have that down, then you can start doing what's called a search cookie and saying search, toss a cookie, let them go get the cookie, and then say their name, Ozzy. Reach for the collar, then grab a treat. Search. Go get the cookie, reach for the collar, grab a treat. Nice job, very good. As you can see, Ozzy grabbed a little tennis ball, and we're gonna talk about toys at the end of this video, so stay tuned. The next behavior you wanna get them to do is to walk on and off leash. My whole theory is the fact is if you can get your dog to walk nicely off leash, getting him to walk nicely on leash is a breeze. And the opposite doesn't always come true, because sometimes it's real easy to overcorrect your dog and overuse the leash. Your dog will be really good on the leash, or maybe at least stay close to your side with a tight or loose leash, but as soon as you take that leash off, it's just goodbye. So we want to make sure our dog has the behavior we want them to have without the leash first. So the game I like to do is called the follow me game. What we're going to do is just ask Ozzy to come follow me around. Good job. And then as they do so, as Ozzy kind of follows me, we're going to give treats. You can increase the difficulty with this exercise by adding distractions on the floor, like toys and things like that. By the end of the video, we're going to show you a really fun game that you can do with your family, utilizing an obstacle course to get them really used to following you around nicely. If you can get them to follow you around the house nicely, then follow you in the backyard off leash, when you click that leash on and off, it won't be so dramatic. In a future video, we'll maybe tackle some more leash handling techniques and leash mechanics. And if you're interested in any of that, just leave a comment down below if anything with come when called, walking on leash, or how to get your dog to stay, and I'll be answering that in a future video. The next behavior you want to tackle is how to get your dog to stay. In order to get your dog to stay, you have to build a good duration. Of course, so Ozzy actually already knows how to sit, and the owners use a fist to get the dog to get them to sit, and also knows how to get it down by pointing all the way to the ground. The thing is, you need to also build up the duration of this behavior. So you need to make sure that your dog stays in that. So as Ozzy, we're going to do a little search cookie to reset Ozzy real quick. So as Ozzy does the sit, I'm going to mark and reward the behavior, yes, and reward the dog. And I'm going to continue to reward that dog for staying in a duration sit behavior. Now when it comes to stay, it's duration, distraction, and distance are the 3 levels of difficulty when it comes to getting your dog to stay. Can your dog stay for a long period of time? Can your dog stay at a distance? And can your dog stay with distractions. Now, some people, when they ask your dog to do a stay, they just start saying stay, 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 stay. And it's important that you don't repeat or even utilize the word stay repetitively until your dog has a good duration on their stay. Now, alternatively, sometimes getting your dog to stay in one position, like a sit or down, some people will say stay to their dog, and as long as they are in the same place they left them, they're fine. Others also utilize what's called a bed stay. What you do is you can get your dog's bed, put it on the ground, and as your dog stays on the bed. Now, this is something that Ozzy has never seen before, so he's a little leery of it. And as long as your dog stays with all 4 paws on the bed, then they get reinforcement as well. So it depends on how excitable your dog is and how long they've been learning how to sit and down to what you're going to do for stay. And so you can either do a sit stay, a down stay, or a bed stay to get your dog to want to stay for longer periods of time. You can utilize a thick dog bed or raised platform, as you see in the background here, to help give your dog a defined space and where to stay. And when it comes to a bed stay or a platform stay, sometimes it's an easier place to start because your dog can sit, lay down, turn around as long as all 4 paws stay on the bed. All right, let's jump into some games with our dog to get them to do the behaviors we were discussing. Game number 1 that you can do is the search and focus game. Ready, Ozzy? And I like to do this game with between my legs here, and I go search, run away, Ozzy. Yes, good job. I'll give a collar grab, search, do my legs, Ozzy. Yes, do a little collar grab, search, Ozzy. Yes, give a little collar grab, and then search. Yes, and maybe even do a sit. Yes, good. See if we can get that duration up for a little bit. Very nice. Reward the dog for being good work. And then say free. And that just helps the dog know when they get to be released. What's cool about that game is it builds a lot of different behaviors all in one. One, we're getting a nice, solid come when called using the dog's name. I want to make sure I have the behavior I love. Like I love the dog come when called the first time I say it. It's the first time I say the dog's name, it comes running over to me. And then I can start attaching where that come to it. If I attach the word come to early and the dog's kind of about the come when called, what happens often is dogs will start to ignore the come when called game. So I'll make sure to utilize their name just to kind of build the behavior I want and then add the word come to it. We also made sure to add the little collar grab game in there, so we build the collection. And then at the end, we also added the sit behavior. Now we did a lot of running back and forth, building up high energy, high energy, high energy. And then we calmed it down with the sit. And that's really good for the dog to do because some dogs can get really focused when everything is calm. But when they get excited, what happens is they start to lose control. So building that excitement into your training will help your dog be able to achieve what you want them to do both at home and in public and high excitement environments. And then we just added the little stay in there at the end to make sure the dog knew how to stay. Now here's another fun game you can do. You can actually do a little obstacle course, but you can add like any really thing on the ground, pillows, dog bed, dog pads, dog training equipment, anything that you can really put almost anything on the ground really. But what we're trying to get our dog is do what's called a front paw placement. It's kind of a little canine fitness onto the platform. Ooh. For a puppy, one of the socialization things that's skipped a lot for people is surface training and making sure our dogs are used to stepping on a surface. Here. So this is obviously something that Ozzy struggles with. Yes, we're going to work through that. We'll move up to the next one here. Yeah, good job. And if we put our paw on the edge there, it's going to flip up again. So we're going to try to get Ozzy to put the paw up, actually more towards the center guideline. Yes, there we go. Good. I'm using a little luring when I'm doing this. And then we're going to come next one. There we go. Yeah, very good. Search. Do a little search cooking. Go back the other way. Now I'm walking Ozzy on the left because that's exactly where I want him to be, is on my left-hand side. Good job. Yes, good job. Yes, super. Good job. What's happening here is Ozzy's learning a bunch of great things. He's learning how to be comfortable with stepping on a weird surface. So if he goes like into smooth concrete area, or if he goes into a rough gravel area, or if he goes onto an escalator, goes in an elevator, he's not nervous about stepping on new surfaces. The best part about this game is he's learning how to line up at my side. And this is exactly where you want your dog to walk nicely next to you, but we're utilizing this platform to help target that behavior that we're looking for. Good job, yes, good. Very nice, yes. Good job, yes, very good. Super, awesome, break. I promised at the end of this video I was going to talk about toy training, and I think it's an important time right now with Ozzy. As you saw, he's constantly grabbing toys, And I think using toys as a reinforcer is important in my training. One of the times to play or best play with your dog is at the end of your training session. It does a few things. Scientifically, they've studied that playing with your dog after training helps kind of build retention or build their memory because they're associating training with fun. Now, the other part about playing with your dog after training is you don't end with like a lull. Like if your dog's doing fantastic and they're having fun with you, and then all of a sudden you stop because you're done training your dog, and your dog doesn't know that you're just done training. They just think, oh my gosh, I was doing such a great job with you. All of a sudden you stopped, you walked away, you put the cookies away, and now I don't get any more cookies. Now I don't get any more fun. So should I train with you? Should I not train with you too long because you get bored of me eventually? And you start to get really interesting behavior. So by adding toy at the end, now we're ending on a very fun note that playing with me, training with me equals having fun. And you can do that almost after every single behavior that we talked about. So we can work on come when called, play. We can do some loose leash or off leash walking, play. We can do some stay work, play. By doing that, they sometimes call play breaks in our dog agility world. It really helps your dog stay engaged and focused. Oh, don't do that. It really helps your dog to stay engaged and focused on you and having fun with you throughout the whole training process. And sometimes just like dogs get bored easily or they get overwhelmed. And by playing with them, it resets the brain. So if you ever find your dog is in a lull, hits a wall in your training, take a break. Either take a break and let the dog relax, get some water. Also maybe do a play break and let your dog play with you. And you'll find that your dog will come back to the training more energized and more excited to do training with you than they were when they hit that lull or hit that wall. If you like dog training games like you're seeing here on this video and you want to make sure not to miss a future video, be sure to subscribe right now and leave a like. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put them down below.